What's up, everybody? I'm here with my mom, and
Hi.
we're going to be talking about some Amazon product research. And so this is something that she uses for FBA, but those of you who are doing drop shipping, it's literally like poof. It's really cool. Like she just showed me, and it's super interesting.
Oh, is that my part now? This is my cue where I start now.
Yeah, you say hello.
Hi, how are you? Okay, so thanks for the intro, Jack. I just a caveat that we've only started using this particular product, which is called Source Mogul. And the reason is because, like everybody else, we have trouble sourcing product, especially if you're just at the beginning levels, which we are. And so we're still working with arbitrage. So should we go into it now?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, great. All right. So the product, for those of you who are familiar with this type of application, you may be using TA, or people refer to tactical arbitrage. We used to use tactical arbitrage a little bit, but we found that one of the challenges that some of these applications have is that they may pull up a lot of what we refer to as false positives. So that's what happens when it thinks that it found a particular item, let's say, for instance, in Kohl's, that matches the ASIN in Amazon, but in truth, it doesn't match.
Gotcha.
For example, in Kohl's, it might be one product, one item. However, the Amazon listed is a packet of 3.
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, it's really not a fair comparison.
Or it might just be a different product. So
or different
it thinks
product
that
entirely.
it's $20 of profit, but really it's completely different
Exactly.
product. Yeah.
So we started using Source Mogul probably about a month ago. If anyone's interested in using it, there is a 10-day, 9 or 10-day free trial. And there is a monthly charge, like with a number of these. So today we just wanted to spend a couple of minutes not really delving into Source Mogul a lot, but just giving you sort of an overview of how it works. So big picture, just go over a couple of the items here on the left nav.
Don't forget to share your screen.
Oh, I haven't shared my screen yet? Whoa, oh my goodness gracious. So hold on, where's my, oh, this one, right? Share screen. Thank you for telling me the basics. Okay, can you see the screen now?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, so Source Mogul, here we are on their page. Just want to go over the left nav just a little bit, not the whole navigation, but just a couple of, just to give you a big picture of what it is. So first of all, there's 2 types of searches you can do. Oh, let's say 2 major categories of searches. You can search by Amazon category. So for example, you could pick toys and games, whatever. And then what that does is it takes a look at products on Amazon within the toys and game category and matches those products against the stores that it has in its, let's call it, inventory list. Okay? So that's one type of search. The second type of search is by individual stores. Some of these look to be wholesalers, like Four Seasons. I think there was Cole Import in there, that sort of thing. So there are, this is just a rough guess, maybe around 300 stores that it has. And the goal that Source Mogul has is to add approximately 10 stores, additional stores per month. They have some UK stores as well. None of the UK stores show up on here, on this listing. You're only going to see pretty much the US ones. So we'll do the search, and then once you do a search, it will put those results into what it refers to as a status page. And then after that, you can apply some parameters, and you can look at a few other tools and decide, ooh, that product I want to do a little bit more research on, and you put it to the wish list. Once you've got all your products in the wish list, then you look at them, apply a few more parameters, and say, yeah, I'm going to try and buy this one. All right, so that's the basic idea. All right. So should we go ahead and Jack? Should we go ahead and try a search?
Yeah, let's look at a search.
All right. Do you have a suggestion? I did want to show there's a new feature that seems really cool. If you hover over each of these stores, let's say we're looking at Alex and Alexa, and it's going to scan about 2,400 products. And its initial scan has some set parameters. So the 3 parameters that it uses are, it's looking for something with about at least a $3.50 profit. It's looking at something that is 25% return on investment or higher. And then it's looking for a bestseller rank of 20% within that category, 20% or better within that category. I like to use the percentages rather than numbers, because if you've got a category like toys and games, for instance, and you're looking at numbers, there's a huge number of toys and games.
Yeah.
But in some of the other categories, there's less. So I like to use percentage. It then tells you that it expects that 67% will be toys and games category, 33% home and kitchen, and then some other categories. Well, 0%, so maybe one product. Okay. Now, here's the cool thing. Of those 2,455 products that it's probably going to scan, it really expects only to find 3 opportunities that match those 3 parameters we talked about, the 350 profit, the
1% of 1%.
Yeah. Hey, good job, Jack. All right. So, do you want to just pick one of these? I'm kind of looking for one that won't have as many opportunities.
May as well just do the Alex and Alexa one.
You want to do that one?
Talking about it, yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead. We simply click it. Now, on this search, if I wanted to click All Star Health, Allegro, things like that, I can just add them to this search, and it'll queue up the searches in the order that I requested it. And then once I start, it'll just process through all of those searches. So some people, for instance, if you wanted to search something like Walmart, you might want to let it go for a while. So maybe you set it and go make dinner, go roller skate, go skateboard, and then come back and then check your results. But for right now, let's go ahead. I'm going to take All Star Health out. And going to go ahead and search this one. So it is going ahead to search right now. It's searching 245. It just completed that search. So let's go ahead and see what the results might be. All right, so in this page, if you wanted to set some additional parameters, it would apply these new parameters to those results that are already on this page. And the critical one for me is this one. Remember, we talked about how some of these applications have a really high
error rate, yeah.
Error rate, yeah. So if you put this over to high, its highest, I haven't found as many errors on this. So I try and keep it to here. I also sometimes I mess around with a sales rank. Sometimes I mess around with a profit as well, because, once you filter in shipping and things like that, I might pop this on up to about 5. But as you do that, you can see, we won't be able to see, but trust me that it will then minimize the number of items. Let's see, there's currently 3 at $5. Let's see what it would have been at 2. 1, 2. Oh, it's still 3. So those profits are all well above 2. So right now, so you can do some additional filter. All right, let's take a look at what it actually shows from the results of the search. It shows the Keepa chart. Keepa is great. Those people who work in Amazon, Keepa is great. One thing that Keepa just did, something like on the 25th or the 26th of February, it now charges if you want to see buy box. And buy box is an integral part of Keepa because it helps you really manage your pricing and know when Amazon is in there, when it's not. But at any rate, this program, Source Mogul, puts a Keepa chart in here. And you can click on more information to see specifics about the sellers. You can see product dimensions, and you can also see the Amazon fees. Perfect. Lots of information in one screen. It is just fabulous. If you wanted to go into the actual Amazon listing, you just click here, and that takes you into the Amazon listing. And from there, you can do some more research. You can also check in Alex and Alexa, and this will take you to their listing. Okay. Hey, great news. Yay. Okay, let's just forget the great news for now. Okay, so I'm looking at this. I'm going to change my parameters, and I'm going to decide if, based on my additional research, most of which I can do right here, do I want to add this to my wish list? So it's estimating $12.80 profit after Amazon fees, which are broken down right here. Cool. Merchant, no Amazon in here. I think I am going to add this to my wish list. All right, let's check Duplo. Duplo, more information. You know, sometimes when it's fulfillment by merchant, FBM, I'm looking at Lego. Probably there's going to be some restriction here. Interesting that there's no product dimensions. As Jack and I discussed before doing this recording, that's kind of a little, wait a second. But at any rate, Source Mogul will plug in some values. And sometimes it's just a glitch. Sometimes when you go back into Amazon, you can actually find the product dimensions, and sometimes you can't. But at any rate, it's another data point for you to consider. So let's go ahead and add this. I'm concerned about this sales rank. 5,234,000, even in the toys category. This is probably not something I want to pursue. So I can either click it over here and delete it later, or I can say adios Duplo. I'm going to say adios Duplo. Okay, so then I get this cute little bashful beige bunny. It's such a cutie pie. It's kind of high up on that sales rank, 707.
Better than 4 million.
Beige bunny is, yeah. I'm not thinking this is going to be something that wipes us out in terms of fantastic profit. And look, by the time when it moves from Alexa over to Amazon, it does look a little bit tired there. At any rate, this is great because you can see that there are a number of sellers here, a lot of them FBM. Jack, do you think there's a bigger chance they might be doing this drop shipping?
I don't know enough about Amazon
to say, really. I just put you on the spot there.
Yeah.
But because it's
entirely this, so the one that looked more like a drop shipper was the previous one. Anytime they don't have the product dimensions, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And especially if they have a super low sales rank.
Yeah, that might be. Okay, good. Well, let's just go over and put this. We're not going to pursue this because the 707 there's just not enough sales for Bashful Beige Bunny here, but we'll make them feel good and put them over to the wish list. All right, so let's just check over at our wish list. I forgot. Sorry, I had a number of different items that I had already put in my wish list from before. Well, this is fine. This is fine. This is good. Okay, now this is kind of cool. Look what you can do in the wish list. It tells you how many products it thinks are going to be brand restricted. This is super good, right? The other thing that it does is, because look at this. I did this search 4 days ago. Now, it's already telling me that this offer at PC Richard to buy this Yeti Rambler pink mug, a fantastic, somehow at an amazing 22 sales rank, is not on offer anymore. So I can, if I want to confirm that, I check retailer, and it's just going to check the stock and find out if these offers are still working, which is great. That just saves you a lot of time.
Yeah, that's super useful. So it refreshes your search in a sense.
Exactly. And so this has kind of changed the way we do searches, because normally we have a VA that helps us, and we get a couple of listings twice a week. And then we actually kind of do all our stuff on the weekend because we work during the week. But with Source Mogul, I think we're going to try and change that a little bit. And we're going to try every day or every other day to use it and then identify some product, get it moving so we're not saving it all to the end of the week, mostly because of this kind of situation. Super great offer. Oh, boom, we missed it.
Yeah.
All right. So let's just check. So,
at
any rate,
it's interesting there because as an FBA person, you can take advantage of short-term offers, where
yes.
as a drop shipper, you have to be careful because typically you can create the listing while that price format is available, but then it changes and you have to reflect the price on your listing. Whereas as an FBA person, there's nothing stopping you from purchasing 10 or 15 or whatever while that price promotion is going on. So it's a little bit different for drop shippers versus FBA people because you can take more advantage of these sales as an FBA person.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely true. And it's interesting because John, my partner, he's actually going out to Las Vegas to try and learn more about how to use drop shipping with an Amazon storefront. Mm-hmm. So the other message that you may get when you do that search is out of stock. So the offer might still be there. I'm so sorry, but looks like these guys are out of stock. We could still add it to the buy list if we wanted, but not looking so great right now. Unknown. To be honest, I always just keep going forward if I see unknown, because I'm not sure why it comes up like this. Sometimes there's just a glitch. Sometimes there's some sort of anomaly.
Level, yeah.
Cancer. But look at this. Bashful Beige Bunny is in stock still with Alexa and Alexa. All right. So I use this page basically to identify which ones. What I was hoping is that one of these would come up as an orange marker in here, which would mean that it's brand restricted. And two things I do with brand restrictions. I either go to my Seller Central in Amazon and see if I can plug in the ASIN, which is right here, and start a listing. And then sometimes, because we have a history with Amazon, sometimes it'll say, okay, you're good to go. And sometimes it says, no, you got to provide an invoice, blah, blah, blah. At this moment, with our level of expertise, when it does that, we just say, okay, never mind, we'll move on to another product. Moving forward. But let's just say right now, we're going to add this to the buy list. We're going to add poor Bashful Bunny. And so it now has moved everything over to the buy list. Oh, I also had some other items already in my buy list. So let's take a look at.
That's funny.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of these. Look at this money tree. I love this idea. Okay, now I wanted to point out with the Keepa, I just love how much information is here because this tells me that Amazon was involved. However, they're not involved right now. Mm-hmm. So maybe they're just out of stock, that sort of thing. When you see Amazon listed here, seller 2, that's probably a fulfillment by Amazon person.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so FBM by merchant, Amazon person. So the merchant could be just people selling at a third party, or it could actually be the actual merchant.
Yeah, merchant just means not Amazon. Or
not fulfilled.
FBA.
Yes, exactly. So this particular item, if we wanted to go ahead and buy it, then I would go into Best Buy and order it. Good to go. Money Tree, I'm just checking here. Then we've got Mr. Potato Head. And we've got, this is Cook to Cook Platinum Recipes from Snoop Dogg. This was kind of a funny one, because when I actually checked, with Amazon, sometimes you look at this price like $73 and you think, okay, even Snoop Dogg fans are not going to pay that much, right?
Yeah.
They're just not. So in that case, usually to me, it indicates that at least one of these sellers, oh, maybe it's a merchant seller, maybe doesn't have them in stock. So really,
They just up the price.
they
Yeah.
just up the price. But unfortunately, when they up the price, then it looks like, oh my gosh, we're going to get
Yeah. Yeah.
$32.61 for each one of these that we sell. So be careful. Always do your due diligence. Anyway, this just now gives me a really good idea about products that I might be able to buy.
That's awesome.
So this is just, it's such a range of products. I mean, from a Breaking Bad hazmat figure, by the way, don't think this is full size. This is a little toy, to walkable cleats for ice. This is a rainbow bracelet. Actually, this one I kept on here for a reason because I can't purchase it. But anyway, so interesting
awesome.
variety, basically.
So much
and
information.
there's so much. That's exactly right. There is so much information here. And it's just, a lot of these tools have a high learning curve. This one, you're good to go. And they're very responsive in terms of emailing. They usually tell you when they're in, like now they're on. So they have been very responsive. And if they're not there, then they just get back to you later. We haven't had a single question that hasn't been addressed.
That's amazing.
So just a quick overview. Obviously, as I said earlier, sorry to give you a headache as we scroll through these. There's a lot of other information that we just haven't finished doing all of our research into. But for now, from what we've seen, this really just step 1, search. Step 2, put it on the wish list. Step 3, buy. Step 4, if there was a step 4, collect all your profit. Okay, fine. We haven't gotten to that stage yet. But at any rate, it's a great product. Plus, they also have some other services and affiliate links that they include in here that we haven't done a lot of work into yet.
So how much is it per month?
Oh God, we better check on right now. I want to say $90 a month.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say.
Right.
Does that sound about right? I'm sorry, I should have checked that before.
No,
but I feel like it's about that. A tactical arbitrage is more than that.
So can you do one thing for me?
Yeah.
Can you go to refer a friend? And so there are going to be some people who watch this and they'll use it. And you have an affiliate link right there. So what I need you to do...
You told me to look up affiliate link. Yeah.
I
didn't do it, did I?
I need you to copy that text that says, or shoot them a message.
One?
Yeah. Copy
that.
The
URL? Yeah. Yep.
And then send it to me.
Cool.
And then we'll put it in the description. And then if anybody signs up, you'll get $20 off.
Oh, that's great. Well, let's look at the sweet.
And I actually, so my other call starts in 6 minutes.
So you got to go.
Yeah, so I got to go.
Wait, so I'm just going to email this to you?
Or you can just send it to me on Skype. But for any of you guys watching, the link is already in the description of this video. Okay? So if you want to sign up for Source Mogul, give it I think there's a free trial, right? You said like 7 days, 10 days?
Yes, there's a free, it's 9 days, and in some cases you can get it for 10 days.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Great.
Sweet. I should stop sharing now, shouldn't I?